What ionic bonding is about theft, covalent bonding is the art of compromise. It's the essential glue holding together your DNA, your food, and the very air you breathe. In the world of nonmetals, where atoms are equally hungry for electrons, neither is willing to give one up. So instead, they find a different path to stability. They share. This sharing forges a bond, a sweet spot where the pull from two atomic nuclei on the same electrons balances out the repulsion between them. This process creates the discrete units we call molecules. Atoms can share one pair of electrons in a single bond, which is the longest and weakest type. Or they can share two pairs in a stronger, shorter double bond. They can even share three pairs in a triple bond, the shortest and strongest of all. The nitrogen gas filling our atmosphere is a perfect example. Its powerful triple bond is incredibly hard to break, making the gas extremely stable and unreactive. But sharing isn't always equal. When one atom is more electronegative, it hogs the shared electrons, creating a polar bond with a slightly positive end and a slightly negative end. This simple inequality has massive consequences. It explains the stark difference between something like carbon dioxide and a diamond. Both are built with covalent bonds, but carbon dioxide is a molecular substance. While the bonds inside each CO2 molecule are strong, the forces holding separate molecules together are incredibly weak. That's why it's a gas. A diamond, on the other hand, is a covalent network. Here, trillions of carbon atoms are all locked together in a continuous three-dimensional web of powerful bonds. To melt a diamond, you have to break millions of these actual bonds, which is why it's one of the hardest substances on Earth. It's not just a collection of molecules, it's a fortress built of atoms.